Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, ew, that side.
Well, I'm stuffy.
You're always stuffy. Sound like Rudolph. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Melissa. This is Jessica. I'm Melissa. I am Jessica. We are Melissa.
No one knows that.
No one. We haven't told anyone that.
Welcome back to the channel. Is the clap going to be too loud?
It's okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. You literally had hair in your mouth while you were eating your lunch. It was like just a string of like blonde hair hanging out of your mouth while you were chewing. I want to talk to you about mouth feelings.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Melissa. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Melissa. This is Jessica. In this video today, we are going to teach you how to plan your own custom calorie cycle for the summer. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and then check out the description below where we linked our DIY complete calorie cycling guide that walks you step by step through how to plan your very own cycle.
So if you watched our video on like why now is the worst time in order to start crash dieting, you're going to understand more why it's so important to have a sustainable approach, because what we've seen in most of our clients and what we've seen throughout our own experience is when we start with that, restrict and binge session, like you're doing like a crash diet to lose 5 pounds before, you have to get in your bikini, and then you overindulge, when you're on vacation, and then you come back and you restrict again. You kind of like follow that hamster wheel over and over and over again. And you become, you end summer being 5-10 pounds heavier than when you started summer. So it like has the opposite approach, even though you've been so restrictive and miserable the entire summer.
Yeah.
So
and like from your perspective, which is something that we experience, is like I'm constantly dieting. Like I'm always dieting, but I never have any results to show for it. But the reality is that like what you're really doing is you're crash dieting, binging, crash dieting, binging, crash dieting, binging. And so because you're on that cycle, for the majority of the time you think you're dieting, but you're actually like truly not in a deficit.
Yeah.
And like you're just fucking up everything inside. So that's why we use calorie cycling for our clients. It's the most sustainable, most effective method to lose weight and actually keep it off for good. First, I think we should talk about like what calorie cycling is. You can read through this in the calorie cycling guide in the description, but we can go over what calorie cycling is, how to plan a cycle, and then why summer is really the most important time to be able to plan that cycle.
To set the stage when like we traditionally diet, right? A lot of times like dieting is simply just cutting calories, whether you're doing it, consuming less food. So you're like, having a shake instead of eating dinner, or you're cutting out all carbs. You're just essentially omitting calories. So when we diet, we just enter into a state of calorie deprivation, right? We're eating fewer calories than our body needs in order to maintain our current body weight. But for most diets, what they have you do is they have you like adhere to a set calorie amount every single day. So like Weight Watchers, for example, you're only allowed, 22 points every single day. And what we found is that that doesn't really allow a lot of room for flexibility, or for you to like, let's say it's the weekend and you want to indulge a little bit more. Well, you really can't indulge a little bit more without like severely restricting during the day. And that kind of sets you up for that mini restrict and binge cycle where you're like, I have to starve myself all day and then save all my calories for nighttime. You usually just end up blowing it. So what we found is that calorie cycling
solves that problem.
Yeah, it's the most effective.
Right. Calorie cycling is a mix of high and low calorie days that at the end of the week still result in a calorie deficit. Before you can plan your own calorie cycle, you need to be able to calculate what your calories are, like your daily calories and then your weekly calories. So how we do it for all of our clients, this is also in the guide that you can check out, is you're going to take your body weight and you're going to multiply by anywhere between 12 to 14. So if, during the day, like you have a very like labor intensive job, like you're lifting heavy things, or you're always like
super
on your
active
feet. Yeah, you're going to want to, stick to the higher end of like body weight times 13 or 14. If you have a sedentary job, if like you work from home, you're at a desk all day, or like you're in an office at a desk all day, you're going to want to opt for, body weight times 12. Mm-hmm. Once you have that calculation, that's going to be your daily calorie goal.
Should I pull out my handy dandy calculator and do math? Or?
Yeah. So like let's do an example.
Like 150.
She cannot do math, so we're definitely going to.
I'd like to see you do 150 times 12.
Okay, 150 times 12 is 1,800 calories.
You're so full of shit.
What is it?
1,800 calories.
If you did body weight times 12 as a 150 pound woman times 12, I would be eating 1,800 calories every single day.
7 days a week.
With a calorie cycle, what we want to do is break up those daily calories so that some days are a little bit less than 1,800 and some days are more than 1,800. That way it gives you more flexibility for when you have an event, or you're like, it's a weekend and you just like to go out to dinner or have some more drinks, like you have those extra calories to play with. So what we're gonna do is take the daily calories and multiply it by 7 to get your weekly calorie goal. That weekly calorie goal is going to be very, very important, okay? So do 1,800 times 12 times 7.
Okay. What is that?
12,600.
It's because you memorized our guide. Yeah, yes, okay.
Okay.
So you have 12,600 weekly calories.
Okay. So let's say my weekly calorie goal is 12,600 calories, okay? That's how many calories in the week I have to play with. So if I want to create a calorie cycle, what I'm gonna do is take those 12,600 calories and break it up into maybe 4 low days and 3 high days, or 5 low days, 2 high days, whatever is gonna be your preference. And we can pop up 2 examples here for you guys to take a look at. Maybe you're someone who, you know, it's Memorial Day weekend is coming up and you know you have something Saturday, Sunday, Monday going on. So in that instance, those are gonna be your 3 high days. Let's say just in the summer, every, you know, summer Friday, like you go out for ice cream and pizza with your kids. Okay, that's definitely gonna be a day that you're gonna wanna plan to have a high day. So you can kind of see how like you can start to plan out your cycle to kind of fit those those structured high days around you and your lifestyle and your events, whatever you have going on. The reason that calorie cycling is so helpful for summer is because summer is usually the time of year where there's so much going on. You have vacation, you have like a full family vacation, maybe like a vacation just for you and your partner. Your kids are traveling for like, you know, sports leagues.
Memorial Day weekend, you have
4th of July, Labor Day weekend.
Whether you're out of the pool, you're on someone's boat, people
weddings.
are always on the lake. Like, there's so much shit that happens during the summer. And let's be honest, like, everyone just got through like a cold, dark winter. It's summertime. It's like sunny out. Everyone loves to like have a couple of drinks or, you know, have that fun food, kind of kick back and relax. It's the time to like be outside and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says, but like, you know, eating and drinking, that's part of enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And so if you're kind of going through the summer being like, I can't have any of this, number one, you're either going to be super miserable, or number two, you're going to set yourself up for like, I can't have any of this, and then that pendulum's going to swing back to I have to have all of it, like, and get it all in today, because I know that when I go back to my diet, I'm not going to be able to have any more.
Yeah. So what we recommend you do for summer, if you're doing this on your own, is take a look at your calendar for the summer. Most people know, like, you already have your vacation planned, you know when you're doing that. Typically, you know, like, if there's any weddings coming up, or like so-and-so is having a party, if you have plans for Memorial Day, for 4th of July, for Labor Day, like, you kind of have an idea that there's something going on, like, almost every weekend in the summer, or like during the week even. What you want to do is get that calendar out and then start looking at, like, put an X on like the days where there's events, or like circle those days, okay? Those should be your structured high days. Now what you want to do is kind of back out. So every single week you're going to start to plan your cycle, okay? And that's going to make it so much easier going into the summer. You're not going to feel stressed of like, oh my God, like, okay, so between this week and this week, I need to like starve myself because I know I have this coming up and this coming up and this coming up. There's no way I can stick to my diet. Calorie cycling completely eliminates that. So now you're going into the summer with a plan. You can relax. You know that like you have structured high days, you have more flexibility. You can actually eat the food and have the alcohol and not feel guilty for it. You can have all of that and still make progress. So it really is just setting you up for success right from the start. Again, make sure you go ahead and download that guide on calorie cycling in the description below. It's going to be really helpful just to kind of like recap everything we talked about in this video. And it will give you those examples so that you can kind of see how to plan your own cycle. If this was helpful for you, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and comment below what resonated with you best.